For centuries, the Indian continent was an empire composed of multiple sovereign states. These states were ruled by kings or Maharajas, also known as Maharana, Nawab, or Raja. Independence and the creation of the Indian Republic in 1947 put an end to their power. Rajasthan and Gujarat are the states with the most remaining forts and palaces, a legacy of the splendor of this royal era. Today, the Maharajas' descendants still live in these palaces and preserve the old traditions. French photographer Nicolas Henry travels the world discovering countries and their peoples. He recreates symbolic scenes from their history and captures them in photographs.
You can see all the different places I've been to. Africa, India, Nepal, China. My photos are a bit like a tale. I create an imaginary world to tell the story of the people that I meet. I like to play with objects and make the light a little bit like in a theatre. Now I've come to India to meet different Maharaja families. I'd like to do portraits that capture their mythical history and show these descendants of the Maharajas today. I'm on my way to Gujarat and Rajasthan to meet 3 families descended from the Maharajas who've agreed to open the doors of their palaces and show me their world. I begin my trip in the city of Wankaner at the palace of the royal family. So now we're waiting for Yogini, the mistress of the house. We had a look around the property. It's beautiful. I always travel with my assistant and friend, Mohammed. They used to ride elephants. Maybe that explains this platform. Hello.
Hello.
Very nice to have you in Wankaner.
Nice to meet you. Hello, I'm Nicolas.
Hi.
Thank you for welcoming us.
Palace was completed in 1907.
Hi.
And it's been done in stages. So if you see that building
Hi.
there, that's
This
the
one?
janana. That's traditionally where the women stayed.
Okay.
The wives and the daughters of the family.
So here it's
So this is the women's house, this big one.
Yes,
Okay.
and the palace was mainly for the
Okay.
ruler and his sons. Yeah.
So it's all
So these are your grandfather's trophies?
grandfather.
Yes, they've been shot by my father, by my grandfather, and shot all over the world. My great-grandfather came to the throne as a minor. The British at that stage had put an agent here to make sure that he learned the ropes of administration. When he came onto the throne, and when he by the time independence happened in those 50, 60 years, he had completely changed the look of Wankaner. Britain at that stage was a very advanced empire, and if a ruler in India was clever enough to take advantage of it, it helped both. When my great-grandfather built this palace, he wanted it to be kind of Wankaner has arrived. He has put Wankaner on the map. He had got the best architects he could have at that point of time to do a fusion of architecture, if I can call it that. You've got the Gothic arches, you've got the Roman columns, you've got a lot of Indian design. Unfortunately, we had this earthquake damage in 2001, which has shaken up the top of the palace. And there is a dial on one side, if you have noticed, it has stopped at 10 to 9. Because 10 to 9, 26 Jan 2001 is when the earthquake hit. So the summer palace was a kind of a summer getaway place, and when we get there, you'll see we've got a very unique stepwell. It's a kind of a very naturally cooling kind of an environment to be spending your summers. And in this part of the country, we can go up to 47, 48 degrees.
Si on était sur un univers
In a setting like this, you need to use quite simple effects.
faudrait qu'on joue avec des effets assez simples.
It produces a lot of plastic stress, so then you need to confine the story to this scene. But it's really beautiful and very powerful.
Très fort, ça.
There are so many amazing places in this palace. It'll be hard to choose locations for my photos.
Imaginons qu'on a une indienne en sari.
Imagine an Indian wearing a sari in the water. That would be beautiful.
Leurs saris sont
The
très
saris are big. We could use one or two to create an archetype in the photo with the fabrics in the water.
vraiment hyper beau.
It's really beautiful.
Je vois même
I can't see myself asking the mistress of the house to don a sari and slip into the water.
peut-être, hein.
I don't know, maybe.
Je trouve que c'est très beau de faire la...
I think it's beautiful, the pool with the feminine aspect and the perfect reflection.
Et le reflet qui
Some really beautiful elements to work with.
vraiment des très beaux éléments.
The woman will represent India, which is unchanging, immutable,
Et les
and while the men do their own thing.
câbles, quoi.
Is this the garage? It's pretty masculine. Perfect for a diptych with a male photo in the garage and a female photo in the pool.
Si on pouvait avoir la...
If we could have the beautiful black car in the center with the dogs, highlighting the British side a little, then stop the clock, that would really give it an old-time feel.
un peu ancien.
It will also show the influence of British settlers on the Maharajas.
Disons que c'est plus
Let's just say it's more suggestive than the classic photo with the castle in the background.
Donc ça peut peut-être nous
Maybe we can produce something that's a little more fun.
marrant, quoi. Donc c'est ça qu'on va faire.
That's what we'll do. This is so authentic. There's always loads of stuff in storerooms.
De toute façon, l'être humain,
Humans surround themselves with a mountain of objects, so I always find what I need.
j'ai besoin. Tu vois ça.
Ah, this is perfect for the center of the
Pour le
clock.
centre de l'horloge, c'est parfait.
The mirrors I found in the storeroom have given me an idea about how to play with the reflection of the water in the pool.
Top. Ouais.
Excellent. The head looks like a big dog.
It's good.
Good.
This is the old Darbargarh. Darbargarhs or fort were more the norm before the Brits came. But after the British came in and after peace was brokered between the warring states, then the natural evolution to palaces came about. Palaces, of course, are more about grandeur, but not ideally suited for wartime. And palaces, as you know, came much later. For example, our palace was built in 1907. So the vast majority of the palaces at least in Gujarat, would have been towards the last 70, 80 years before independence. That's my great-grandfather, the person who really put Wankaner on the map, Amar Singh Bapu. Someone in my generation can never even imagine the power, the responsibility, the kind of things that a Maharaja of that stage in those days before independence would have to do. I feel it's my responsibility, as it's been for 16 generations in Wankaner, to do what I can for the town and for the former state. In independent India, the only way I really could do something for Wankaner is to get elected and to join politics, get elected, and do something good for the area.
Le couper là.
You can cut there. That's your end.
Ok.
Vertical, let it go.
The thing is, the camera needs to be here,
On y va.
and you have to be there. Like this? That's it. Beautiful. A little higher?
Un peu plus haut.
Higher?
Plus haut.
Excellent. 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Is this the mirror?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
So here you are in the swimming pool. Afterwards, I'll use Photoshop to remove the diving board and just keep the reflection in the mirror, which will float over the water. It makes for a pretty simple, clean photo with the feminine element that I wanted.
Elle est toute en bois.
It's all wood and fabric, very fragile, ready to collapse after the earthquake. It's a real boy's dream here. Look at me. Good.
Parfait.
Good. And the dog? That's it. Great, great. Super.
Ouais. Écoute,
It's not bad.
les-
After I can correct the hat with Photoshop.
Il faut
No, maybe it's too small.
No? He must be like
Here,
that.
he must be like that.
With-
Here, with the dog.
They-
It goes well with the mercury. Very good.
They sont
They
beaux.
look really beautiful there.
Good boys.
Et là,
No, that's wrong.
ça va pas. Oui, mon-
Yes, my big dog. He has a huge tongue.
Good boy.
Hey, doggy. Perfect.
Ok.
For me, this image perfectly expresses the way of life of the Maharaja generations during the colonial period, with the old cars and the sense of nostalgia captured in the image of the broken clock. Udaipur is the city of water and lakes, all of them built 6 centuries ago for the artificial irrigation of crops. Here in Rajasthan, water is a rare commodity. It's also the White City, with its ancient palaces, built by dynasties of Maharajas down the centuries. They're built all along the riverbanks or even alongside the lake to take advantage of the cooler air. After all the roads and car horns, the water is a soothing presence. take the opportunity of stocking up on materials to decorate my sets.
On a le beau orange avec la
This is a beautiful orange colour with edging.
On va voir.
Maybe we can use it.
Ça, pour l'instant, c'est
The
1000.
price is 1,000.
Basique, que portent
Usually the
les
basic stuff the women of Rajasthan wear is 300.
300 et
And this is kind of the same. It gives me a base colour for the photos.
photo pour-
Binai is a village at the foot of the Aravalli Mountains. But any village in India has at least 15,000 people. I head for the palace, which is inhabited by the royal family for only part of the year.
Hello.
Hi. Nice to meet you. I'm Nicolas.
And so, coming
I've come to see your family. And we're here now.
here.
It's a real adventure.
It's an adventure.
Ouais.
And it's a big country, so it's a big adventure.
Sure. It's beautiful.
This is all my grandfather's creation. This is all his reading and his passion.
It's more like fiction.
Is it more like fiction or more historical?
There is history. It's
Whatever you,
It's huge.
you name the topic and you'll find the book here.
There's all of Flaubert and Shakespeare.
Shakespeare.
I carry on having a look around while Jayeshwari shows me the palace temple, erected in honor of a deity named Sati.
Here. Sati was committed when the husband, the ruler, died in a war or fighting or somehow, and the woman sat on the same pyre. She was burnt alive, but she did it on her own will. Mataji, before she left to become Sati, she went to her husband's pyre.
She put on after.
So before she went, put her hands inside where the other temple is with the mirrors.
Right.
Then here, and then she left where she became Sati.
Hello.
Hello, how are you? Did you see? I'm wearing my special shirt for you.
Shirt for you. So we can have both.
That way we both got flowers.
My father-in-law, he used to like cars, he used to like dogs, horses, plane also. He was very fond of, so he had a small helicopter type. They say in olden times there was a curse of Sati. Whoever becomes Raja, he dies early, at the age of 45, 50, in between that age. And my father-in-law was the fourth person to die. Then my husband fifth, at the age of 45. They say it was a lady was going to die with her husband. So people in royal family, they stopped. So she cursed them. After 5 generations, that curse will be not there. So my son is 6th generation now. So we are praying and he is crossed 50. Whatever people said, ki you do this for Sati Mata. So I prayed, I did worship, I did whatever they said.
Faut que je choisisse l'optique.
I need to choose the lenses I'm going to use.
Là, c'est le 11
There's the 11mm, known as a fisheye, which gives you a really wide view of the setup.
très grand, donc on va pouvoir faire tourner l'installation.
Here we have a narrower lens, a 24mm,
Plus resserré, un 24.
and suddenly, in terms of the architecture, absolutely nothing is bent, out of shape. We're at the limit.
Ça, on n'a aucune déformation, on est à la limite en fait. Sur le trône, on va mettre la
We'll put the grandmother on the throne.
mère en fait qui elle aujourd'hui doit gérer en fait.
There's a curse on the family,
les hommes
so she now has to deal with the men dying early, meaning that the women, in this case, her and her daughter, are forced to cope.
plus de modernité.
And then to give it a more modern look, there's the cultural aspect with the space filled with books.
C'est le petit garçon qui est la
Key character is the little boy.
qui va amener normalement
He's the 6th generation and he's going to lead the transformation.
qu'il soit en avant-scène.
And he's so small, he has to be at the front, otherwise we won't see him.
So
we're going to build an airplane for Shivansh, a small airplane.
Ouais. Shiva, oui.
Shivansh will play the part of his grandfather.
Ça, c'est des pales
Fan blades,
ventilateurs.
perfect for an airplane. This way. This grandfather that the grandson is playing was pretty revolutionary.
Une révolution.
He welcomed Tagore and Gandhi into his library, and he would hand out books.
Il passe et il sème les livres.
Great, fantastic work.
They're fascinated because here there are some Muslim words written in Arabic.
We have a big Muslim population here in Benai, and we all, live in, harmony here. So yeah, especially Sadiq, his forefathers were here. They worked for my grandfather. And he's still, he's like whatever is falling apart, he comes and he repairs it, and he's still doing the job.
Yes, he also likes to make planes.
He likes to make a plane also. Sadiq, now you've learned how to.
Is that the mosque? Is that the mosque?
Many Muslims live here. At the time of partition in India, Maharaja Kalyan Singh Ji opposed division based on religion and told the Muslims to stay here. Ever since, the population has been mixed.
Is this where your family lives?
Yes, my family.
Hello.
Say hello. In Binay, we maintain our traditions. The Queen still has the same importance as the Maharajas of days gone by. We continue to listen to her. She looks after us and gives us jobs.
She settles disputes. If any help is needed in the village, she attends to it. We respect her a lot.
Is this Ganesh? It's a Ganesh temple? I very much like the way that in their temples they wear costumes, they paint things, and they give it their full attention, like these stones with tika on them, and the bell. So for the photo, it's interesting that they are the guardians of so many family histories. There's the story of the sati we saw yesterday at the temple, the story of Muslims and Hindus living side by side. So I'd like to make a kind of model, a bit like in Hinduism, with consecrated items and collections of objects that tell the story.
Looking nice.
This is the library that flies.
So here
you see I've made a plane.
an airplane.
And here we'll probably make a small Hindu-Muslim temple to talk about the sati, like a puja, like we see in the temple, with different objects. So this will be the place for the little puja. It's where the women will tell us the history of the family.
Nicolas, where is he? Put this photo in. Put this photograph also here. This is our family.
Is this your family?
My family.
You're here?
My husband, myself, my son and my daughter.
Okay, so
Everyone's together. Was it a special occasion?
Yeah, my sister-in-law was getting married.
You'll be sitting here.
Oh, good.
Very stylish, no?
It'll be nice. As a lady, India is a manpower ruling. Nobody takes importance of lady. In my childhood, my father protected me. After marriage, my husband protected me. I didn't know how to sign my checks. Later on, I have to look after Binay. Slowly, my shyness was getting over. With kindness, with firmness, I used to do things my way.
They're going towards the 1200 and they cross it at the moment. It's Sherlock the leader by about length and a quarter from Great Revenge.
That's my horse going in. I put some money on this horse. The Maharajas have had wealth accumulated over a period of time. All the wealth was assimilated through the prosperity of the villages and the people and the land. Everybody paid rent and the Maharaja gave land to the people. And there are many stories of one Maharaja being slighted by Rolls Royce in England. And he went in the next day and bought 23 Rolls Royces. Shipped them to India, cut the roof and made them the dustbin collectors of his area. So they were very eccentric with the wealth. Come on, my Sherlock. I have a winner. A lot of money. I had a winner.
I'll make handprints like satis. It's a very important symbolic part of the story of this curse that I want to capture in the photo. It looks good. We'll do a test. So your horse won?
I have had 5 races, I win 4.
Oh, that's a good day.
Very good day.
Yeah, it's a good day. Very good day. Your horse won, we have a nice photo.
A lot of money.
That's cool. Pilot, can you go, yoo-hoo?
How do you drive the car? Okay,
Lower, Momo. Lower.
Okay.
Just the eyes turned, the face looking down. There. This one is perfect. I think it's the best we've seen. There are many... And... Your sari is beautiful.
Thank you.
Look at me. A little smile. Great. I think it's good. I'll do the portrait of each one later with the computer and put everybody together.
Loda ji, mama kyo?
Loda ji, my mother, said that you were there through all the difficult times. That's why you were so close to them in the photo. You are very important to the Queen Mother. You can see everything that's happened in Benin, the Sati, the story of Hindus and Muslims staying together, and all the books that grandfather has collected throughout the world. It's all in the photo. And there's a new generation. So now Shivansh will do good things here. There was the Maharaja grandfather, and now our prince will carry on from him.
What I like about this picture is the chiaroscuro and the solemn but crazy atmosphere. All the materials, books and objects that feature in the photograph. Whenever I travel through a city, I'm always inspired by the architecture, the atmosphere, the colors. Jodhpur is the blue city. The color blue of houses in the old town indicate they belong to the Brahmin caste. I like to lose myself in the streets and try to meet local artists. Hello, do you do photos? Can I come in? Are these traditional photos? It's beautiful, a unique tradition. This is an old Indian tradition to use fabrics and jewelry to make costumes directly onto the picture. This one's beautiful.
First, we take an old piece of fabric, then fold it, and we stick it together with other different pieces. Yes. This art dates back 200 years, founded by Raja Ravi Verma. The artists at that time worked for the Maharajas in their palace.
This is Krishna and Radha.
Krishna and Radha, yes.
Ah, it's incredible. In Jodhpur, as in Binai, the sounds of the mosques and temples combine and melt into the night. In Gujarat and Rajasthan, the Hindus continue to live alongside the Muslim minority. Jaipur is the last big stop of my trip. It's known as the Pink City, with its Palace of Winds, built by a Maharaja in the shape of Krishna's crown. I'm going to see some rather unusual descendants of the Maharajas, who I met on a previous trip. Ritu and Suraya are contemporary artists. Their work is currently being exhibited at the Jaipur Art Show.
Oh, Nico! Come and see our little ancestral portrait of all the little things of our family put together, connected to the heart.
So this is your history here?
Yes, it is our history, the country's history.
Is this your grandfather?
That's my great-grandfather.
So he's like a kind of Maharaja?
Yes.
He has the big sabre.
Yes, Maharaja of the state of Khandu.
And this is your grandfather's car?
Yes, it is our heritage and it is our ancestors. So yes, it is our story. And it's important to keep that story alive. Even in India, there was the tradition of having these boxes, and these boxes were always for special things. It was for bangles, which are so important for a married woman in India. But now nobody has that box anymore. I hope that people will look at this and then look at things they throw away differently, and then maybe it will help and protect.
Like me, Ritu and Soraya only work with objects that we've recovered. When we met, we immediately understood one another. What's great with them is that their living space is also their place of work, where they create their art.
In the early 80s, the government decided to build a dam. So from where our ancestral home was, and we were told to vacate the palace. At that time I was young, so my father kind of took out most of the stuff and kept them in stores. And after a decade or something, when we held this land, wanted to build a home. So when we were building the home, we started putting everything together, which was all obviously from a palace. So the doors, beams, some parts of the furniture, which dates back to that time.
So all these old windows and doors are from the old palace that's now underwater because of the dam?
Yes.
And that's incredible.
It's coming together, but in a different shape. Yeah, that's the part of the palace. It's the main building, and then there were buildings around.
So that was your house, on the water?
This is 28 July 2001. This is when it was out again, after being surrounded, or some parts of being in water, and like how my father put it. And then eventually all of it, even like I was mentioning, all the stone was taken out by villagers, this and that. But then all the gates and everything from this, all this stuff is what you see on top. You can see the shapes.
The windows, the doors, everything.
Yeah, grills, everything.
And him?
One of the forefathers, my
great-grandfather?
Yes. That is my great-grandfather again on a hunt with some other thing. So they painted it.
A tiger?
Yeah.
I like this one. Oh, I can see you in this one.
So this, the head thing, it keeps getting passed on from, so this I have with me. And then when I become a little older, it'll go to Vehan.
On what occasions do you wear this?
So when you dress up, or you attend marriages or any state function. That, of course, is my father in his young days.
That was your father?
Officially, so there's no one who's a Maharaja, because the Privy Purses started in after the 40s independence, the state. But technically, yes, my father is the Maharaja. I'm the next Maharaja.
These were the palace doors and windows, and all these the wire mesh windows and all, to keep the mosquitoes and flies out. I can recall the memories where they were originally fitted once upon a time. Not all of them, but some of them I can imagine them. Okay, oh, it used to be in the second floor, third floor, fourth floor. There's one. There is this palace, the main palace. That was the main gate to enter the palace. And this is my wedding procession, so all the public is involved, and that's me, on horseback. I was born just in 1947. That's the year we got independence from the British. When independence arrived, India was a conglomerate of 500 plus states, independent states, ruled by Maharajas and Nawabs and Sultans. And that was then undertaken through peace accords, treaties. It was the handing over of all their powers and their rights and everything to merge their particular geographical entities into the Union of India peacefully. I think very rare do you find that 500 plus states, doing it peacefully. And in return, they were guaranteed by the constitution certain rights and privileges, like for example the Privy Purse, and that was abolished by Srimati Indira Gandhi, who became Prime Minister in the 1970s.
This is your biggest installation work, right?
No?
Yes, well,
It's fantastic.
well, it's a structure that we had built when we were developing the rest of the space. We were building this initially to make a restaurant in, but now I think we'll make a studio here. But that whenever we feel low and we feel things are not working out and we feel dejected, then we both come and we sit here. It's our go-to spot.
This is a really fabulous place for a set. In my opinion, we need to keep it simple with our framing. What's amazing is that you can hang anything you like. Oh, they're lovely. Very beautiful.
I was thinking about your
story about the underwater palace. And with all these pieces, we can build the old palace and have the water coming in a big wave.
Water coming or like a big wave with all that to make a...
It's going to be like this size.
Something. And after
And like I told you, you're going to be acting out the past, telling the story about this flood of water that came and changed your life and brought you to collect all this installation work.
And to make all this installation work.
Beautiful textiles. This is beautiful too. Oh, with this, we can do anything we want. It's a small version of the ruined house of Surya.
Yeah, isn't it?
It's beautiful. And this stone is amazing. This kind of design is like the Palace of Rajasthan.
The domes.
It's amazing. Oh, look at that. It's incredible. The whole world, including the art installation of memory objects, comes from the family home at the end of an era, the time of the Maharajas. What's interesting is that their history is a symbol of the changing world. I want to use this space as a theatre. We're going to create an imaginary landscape and put them in it. I've made the old palace.
No, this is better.
It's nice, isn't it?
It's very nice.
This is where the big wave will come. Mo is hanging those blue fabrics.
Big wave.
Ah, big wave, like a tsunami.
Like a tsunami.
We should use the costumes from the times of the Maharajas. Then along comes the big wave. As in Udaipur, the Maharajas sought to build their palaces close to the water. In the modern age, water has become an even more valuable commodity than a palace. The one belonging to Suraya's family was sacrificed to build a dam.
These are golden candles. The palace is going to get washed away, so we are escaping with whatever is most precious, which is gold and history and dog and family. Do you know what's the most important thing to save rather than the gold and thing is the Maharani? Because otherwise there'd be nothing. Like if it's without the Maharani, what do you do with the gold and the...
After, you can't have the following generations.
1 second. It won't go on like that, trust me. Yeah, not like that. Take it out. Yeah, put your hands back, yeah. That's the only way it can go on.
Perfect. And with the orange, we'll see you clearly because of the blue waves.
This? No, we'll go see in the trunk. We'll go see some poshaks in the trunk. This one? No. Let's see what's in here.
So you must...
Oh, look.
That one. You found it.
So this is Maharani.
Yeah, okay.
It's incredible, the design. Has many years of work.
Yeah, it is. I got 256 saris from my mother when I got married.
266?
256. Do you want to see one of this pink one, which is, it's my wedding one? I didn't choose this. She chose it and she sent it. In India, it's like that. The bride doesn't quite choose her clothes. The bridegroom's mother chooses the clothes and sends it. I wore it for my wedding and then I wore it for Surya's sister's wedding, and that's it. Now I will put it in an installation now. Kholo Himmat. Bana, coffee. We started doing hospitality like a lot of the people from our community, because we've known it, I think, for generations. The warrior clans have been known for being hospitable, for inviting lots of people to their homes and having beautiful settings and great food. And so a lot of the people have taken to that as a means of keeping up their lifestyles, keeping up their palaces and forts, which otherwise they would not be able to do. It helped us fund the arts, but now it's there. It's like an Eiffel Tower, right in the center. This is the center of my house, and they've just built it. It is most hazardous for children between 12 and 14. I intend to send my child away, but what about all the other children here? I'm going to go to court and fight it, and making sure, like the kings did, that their people are looked after, and that I have to fight it for everyone actually here with me, because it is our legacy, in a way, to look out for the people who are loyal to us. This is India today. Yes, this is India today, and I think I'm also India today, and so I'm not going to sit and I'm not going to let them just do as they please.
The one by the garden needs leaning forward. It's the Maharani.
Yeah. So I'm getting bangles and that's it, right?
See, Baba? With this one, you go like that. Here, look up there at the wave. Because here, the big wave is coming. So you save the object because you're the family that is leaving with the Maharaja. So you're saving the memory and gold of the family. Too much on the hexagon. About good.
Voilà.
You want her to put it on the treasure?
I want to see the hands. It's not working, the light's not good. There's too much shade on the right side of Baba. One. 1, 2, 3. Perfect.
Okay.
1. Don't laugh, don't laugh. 1, 2, 3. That's it. Perfect. Superb. Like that.
Ooh. Okay.
This could take a while. It's hard to get it set up. Go ahead, Momo. We'll try it like that. Ritu's position is all wrong. She's buried under everything. You must be like this, see? You're comfortable. You sleep like this in front of the camera, looking up a little so I can see your eyes.
Some eyes.
2, 3. Good. Since I don't have enough light to shoot it all in one session, I'm doing a series of images that I will then superimpose. For example, starting from this first picture with Soraya and Ritu, I'll gradually add bits of photographs from different shots to erase the light and create my scene. So the photo will be composed of a lot of different photographs. What I love is the transition with the fabrics and the foreground, the clouds, and the cotton blending with the metal. It's a real drama with a metallic sky. I end my trip with Ritu and Soraya, who for me embody a contemporary and creative India firmly rooted in its past history. I love it when my imagination chimes with that of a country and fuels my work. The fact of being a photographer allows me to have these unique encounters. I feel like I've journeyed to another era, been invited into the private lives of 3 families who took me on a trip back to a time when their ancestors, the Maharajas, ruled India.